Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move through life effortlessly, achieving more than they ever imagined, while others struggle endlessly, trapped in the same patterns year after year? What if the difference isn't talent, luck, or opportunity, but something far simpler, far more within your control? The truth is, massive success doesn't arrive in sudden bursts or lucky breaks. It grows quietly, invisibly, in the choices you make every single day. Right now, you might feel overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be, but the secret lies in understanding that greatness isn't born from giant leaps. It is born from tiny, repeated actions that compound over time, creating results that seem almost magical to anyone looking from the outside. Imagine for a moment the life you've always dreamed of. Picture yourself finally achieving the goals you've whispered to yourself in the quiet of the night, seeing the respect, the freedom, the security you long for. That life isn't as distant as it feels. It's not waiting for a miraculous turn of fate. It's waiting for your daily choices. Every habit you form, every small action you take, is building a foundation beneath you, sometimes so subtly that you barely notice it, yet it grows stronger every day, like roots spreading deep into the soil. These are the seeds of extraordinary transformation, and each one has the potential to change everything. Jim Rohan said it best: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Think about that for a moment. You don't need to reinvent yourself overnight. You don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You only need to focus on the small, consistent steps that lead you toward your goals. One extra page read today, one healthy choice made, one productive hour dedicated. These are the actions that, when repeated day after day, shape the life you've been hoping for. They may seem insignificant now, almost invisible, but their power grows quietly, relentlessly, until one day you look back and realize you've arrived somewhere you once thought was impossible. And here's the most important part: you already have the power to start. Right now, in this moment, you can choose one tiny action that will inch you closer to your dreams. It doesn't matter how small it feels. The point is consistency, repetition, and belief that these small steps are not small at all. They are the hidden gears turning beneath the surface, creating a momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. By understanding this, you gain something priceless: control. You stop waiting for luck, for a perfect opportunity, for some outside force to push you forward. You realize that the life you want is not a distant dream. It is the natural outcome of the daily actions you choose to commit to, starting today. Stay with this understanding, internalize it, and watch as the invisible effort you put in now multiplies into results so powerful that the world will see a person who has quietly, deliberately, achieved more than anyone imagined possible. This is the power of small habits, and this is the reason to stay focused, to stay committed, and to keep taking action, because every small step matters more than you think. Look closely at the person you are becoming right now. Every choice you make, every action you repeat, is quietly sculpting the version of yourself who will face the world tomorrow. You might think of habits as simple routines, small and unremarkable, but they are far more powerful than you realize. They are the architecture of your identity, the blueprint of the person you are destined to be. When you choose to act consistently, when you embrace even the smallest disciplines, you are telling yourself, your mind, and your body who you are. And over time, this message becomes undeniable. Your habits become your character becomes your destiny. The human brain is remarkable, yet it craves repetition. Every action you perform repeatedly strengthens pathways in your mind, embedding patterns that eventually operate automatically. This is not just theory, it is the science of transformation. The moment you decide to read daily, to move your body, to invest in yourself, you are literally rewiring your mind for success. You are not simply doing something, you are becoming someone. Each repeated act, no matter how small, is a vote for the life you desire. Each conscious choice is a declaration that you will not settle for mediocrity. You may feel trapped by old routines, bound by habits that do not serve you. That feeling is real, but it is not permanent. The very habits that confine you can be replaced, reshaped, and refined. It starts with awareness. Watching yourself, observing the patterns you follow unconsciously, gives you the clarity to make intentional changes. You are not powerless. You are in control of your evolution, and the power lies in the simple, steady steps you choose to take. Every time you act deliberately, you reclaim a piece of your potential and redirect it toward the life you want. Consider this: the person you become tomorrow is the sum of your habits today. Every moment spent choosing wisely, every effort to improve, no matter how small, compounds into something extraordinary. Your identity is not a fixed destination. It is a living, breathing reflection of your daily actions. The moment you embrace this truth, the world begins to shift around you. You begin to see opportunities differently, respond differently, and engage with challenges differently. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable, because the momentum of consistent, purposeful action carries you forward. You have the chance to transform silently, invisibly, in ways that no one else can fully perceive until the results manifest. The habits you choose now create the person who will handle success, face adversity, and seize opportunities with confidence. You are the architect of your life, and every small act is a brick in that foundation. By committing to daily improvement, by honoring the small disciplines that others ignore, you cultivate strength, resilience, and power. This is the secret Jim Rohan taught. Massive success is not sudden. It is the natural outcome of a life lived intentionally, moment by moment, choice by choice. Every habit you embrace is a step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be, and every step builds a life of purpose, freedom, and extraordinary achievement. Every small action you take has a ripple effect far greater than you can see. One disciplined choice today sets off a chain reaction that touches every area of your life. Momentum is born from repetition, and momentum is unstoppable once it begins. The first step is always the hardest. That first act of discipline feels heavy because it challenges your comfort, your habits, your familiar patterns. But each subsequent action becomes lighter, easier, and more natural. Your brain begins to crave the progress you create, and what once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it is small and slow. You can almost lift it and move it with your hands, but as it rolls it picks up speed, gathering size and power, unstoppable in its motion. This is exactly how momentum works in your life. Each daily habit you practice compounds into results that seem effortless, yet they are built on countless small, consistent efforts you may never fully notice in the moment. Every choice you make, reading one page, walking one extra block, saying no to distractions, adds to your personal snowball. You are growing strength, confidence, and capability with each repetition. At first, progress may seem invisible. You may question if it's worth it, if all the effort matters. That doubt is normal, but it is also a test of your commitment. The small wins you achieve, though subtle, begin to shape your mindset. Confidence grows silently. Belief in yourself expands quietly. Action fuels motivation, and motivation feeds more action. The chain becomes unbroken. What started as a simple, almost invisible effort grows into unstoppable power, transforming not just what you do, but who you are. Jim Rohan emphasized that the ordinary acts you perform consistently are the true engines of extraordinary success. They are what most people overlook because they demand patience, persistence, and a faith in the invisible process. You must trust the growth that happens beneath the surface. You must honor the power of showing up every single day. Discipline is not glamorous, but it is the foundation upon which freedom, achievement, and influence are built. Each repetition is a brick laid in the structure of your destiny. This is the critical insight. Momentum is born in the quiet, in the small, in the repeated acts no one else notices. When you embrace it, you stop relying on fleeting bursts of inspiration. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You become unstoppable because your actions generate their own force. Every day you invest in yourself compounds into exponential growth. Your energy, your confidence, your abilities, and your results all expand naturally. This is the secret power of consistent action. It transforms effort into automatic progress, fear into courage, hesitation into certainty. By committing to your daily disciplines, you are no longer drifting through life. You are driving it forward with purpose, power, and clarity. The momentum you build today becomes the unstoppable force that shapes tomorrow, creating a life that is no longer a distant dream, but a tangible reality you are steadily constructing with every choice, every habit, every disciplined act. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind, unpredictable and unreliable. If you wait for it to appear before taking action, you will spend your life waiting, watching others move forward while you stand still. True progress does not come from waiting to feel inspired. It comes from choosing discipline, choosing action, and choosing growth every single day, whether you feel ready or not. The power lies not in how you feel, but in the decisions you make. Every deliberate choice, repeated consistently, carves the path toward the life you desire. Your habits are your identity in action. They are the proof of who you really are, hidden beneath the surface. Each choice you make, no matter how small, signals to your mind and body what you value, what you prioritize, and what you are becoming. Success is not something you chase. It is something you grow into. Every time you honor a habit, you are reinforcing your potential, building trust in yourself, and proving that you are capable of more than you thought possible. The science is clear. Repeated behavior rewires your brain, making excellence automatic. You are not simply doing an action, you are transforming your very being. It is easy to dismiss small habits as insignificant. One page read, one push-up done, one email sent toward a goal. These actions feel tiny, almost meaningless. But the truth is, they are the bricks of extraordinary achievement. One small step repeated daily is more powerful than 100 giant leaps taken sporadically. Your choices compound silently, invisibly, until suddenly you wake up and realize your life has changed. Confidence, skill, and resilience are built in these quiet, consistent acts. The person you will become depends entirely on the small decisions you commit to today. When you understand this, you gain freedom. You stop blaming circumstances, waiting for luck, or wishing for easier paths. You take ownership of your future. You realize that your destiny is not determined by grand gestures or rare opportunities. It is determined by the habits you practice when no one is watching, by the choices you make when no one else cares, and by the courage to continue when it feels like progress is invisible. This is empowerment. This is control. This is the invisible work that shapes visible success. Every moment of disciplined action builds momentum, confidence, and capability. Every habit you nurture strengthens your identity and expands your potential. When you choose consistency over comfort, action over hesitation, you set yourself on a path where growth becomes inevitable. The life you dream of is not a distant, unattainable ideal. It is the natural consequence of your daily decisions. By mastering your choices and committing to the small, meaningful habits that align with your goals, you transform not just your results, but yourself. You become someone who can handle success, someone who can overcome challenges, and someone who is unstoppable. This is the profound truth. The small, repeated actions you take today are the seeds of massive success, and the person you are becoming is the truest measure of the life you are about to create. Your life is shaped more by your choices than by your circumstances. Motivation is unreliable, talent is limited, and luck is unpredictable. What truly defines the trajectory of your life is the discipline to act consistently, even when it is uncomfortable, inconvenient, or unnoticed. Every decision you make, every habit you embrace, sends a message to your mind, body, and soul about who you are and who you are willing to become. You cannot outsource this responsibility. You cannot wait for someone else to create the conditions for your success. It begins and ends with the choices you make today and every day thereafter. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is not glamorous and it does not offer immediate rewards, but it compounds silently into mastery, strength, and freedom. Each time you choose action over hesitation, each time you honor a small habit, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you believed. This is where ordinary people diverge from extraordinary people. Ordinary people wait for circumstances to align, while extraordinary people create alignment through deliberate action. They understand that habits are not just routines, they are the building blocks of identity, the invisible architecture of a life lived intentionally. Every choice you make today is a declaration of your priorities, and over time, these declarations accumulate into results. What feels insignificant now, writing one page, walking one extra mile, saving $1 becomes monumental in the long run. The human brain is designed to respond to repetition. Habits create neural pathways that make excellence automatic. This is not a theory, it is science. By practicing daily disciplines, you do more than achieve goals. You become the kind of person who naturally commands success, who handles challenges with confidence, and who attracts opportunities without forcing them. Each action is a step forward, each repetition a vote for the person you want to become. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Success does not arrive because you feel ready. It arrives because you show up day after day and do the work that matters. The small, consistent choices you make now generate momentum that carries you forward in ways you cannot yet see. This momentum transforms fear into courage, doubt into confidence, and hesitation into certainty. Every moment you commit to your habits strengthens your identity, expands your capabilities, and positions you to handle the results you desire. You are not drifting. You are actively shaping your life, and the power to change everything lies in your hands. The life you have imagined is not a distant dream. It is the natural outcome of your daily disciplines compounded over time. Each habit, each choice, each small act of effort is a seed that grows into freedom, achievement, and personal mastery. When you embrace this truth, you no longer wait for luck. You no longer rely on fleeting motivation, and you no longer doubt your ability to succeed. You become unstoppable because your actions create their own force. Your destiny is written in the choices you honor consistently, and every small step you take today carries you closer to a life of extraordinary fulfillment, unshakable confidence, and massive, inevitable success. Everything you do today echoes far beyond this moment. Each choice, each small act of discipline, creates ripples that extend into every corner of your life. Your habits are not isolated. They influence your health, your mindset, your relationships, your work, and your ability to take advantage of opportunities that come your way. One seemingly minor decision can set off a cascade of effects that transform your entire existence. The power to shape your life is not in grand gestures or rare breaks. It is in the quiet, repeated actions that others often overlook. These are the actions that determine whether you rise or remain stagnant, whether you live a life of purpose or drift through mediocrity. The impact of daily habits is exponential. A single act repeated consistently becomes momentum, and momentum becomes power. Your mind begins to recognize your commitment, your body adjusts to the demands you place on it, and your confidence expands. You are no longer relying on fleeting motivation or external validation. You are creating a system of growth, a framework for success that cannot be easily shaken. Every habit you choose reinforces your identity. You are no longer simply chasing success. You are becoming the person who naturally attracts it. Every repetition, no matter how small, is a declaration: I am capable, I am disciplined, I am committed to the life I deserve. You have the ability to transform invisibly, silently, in ways that others may never notice until the results are undeniable. Each act of focus, each disciplined choice, each effort to improve compounds into an unstoppable force. The life you dream of is not built by chance. It is built by the accumulation of deliberate actions over time. The key is consistency. The key is refusing to be swayed by discomfort, distraction, or doubt. Every day you honor your habits. You are strengthening your foundation. building a structure capable of holding enormous achievement, freedom, and fulfillment. The ripple effect of your actions is profound. One disciplined choice inspires another. One act of courage leads to greater confidence. One step forward, taken faithfully, multiplies into a life that once felt impossible. The person you are becoming is the sum of these choices, and that person is powerful, capable, and unstoppable. You are not defined by your past, by setbacks, or by circumstances beyond your control. You are defined by the habits you practice today, by the commitment you make to your growth, and by the courage to persist when progress feels slow or invisible. Your future is a reflection of the seeds you plant now. Every small habit is a seed of transformation, and every seed you nurture grows into something far greater than you can imagine. By embracing consistency, by valuing small actions, by committing to deliberate growth, you set in motion a chain of events that shapes not only your results, but your very identity. The life you desire, the success you seek, the freedom and fulfillment you crave, they are not distant possibilities. They are the inevitable consequence of the daily choices you honor, the habits you commit to, and the relentless dedication to becoming the person capable of achieving everything you were meant to achieve. Today, right now, you have the power to begin. The life you are capable of living begins with the smallest decisions you make right now. Each habit you commit to, no matter how minor it seems, is a vote for the future you want. Your daily actions are the architects of your destiny, quietly building a life that aligns with your deepest desires. Nothing external can give you what consistent, intentional effort can.